these guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Back to it after the pick six. Cousins looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he fires one incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And it's 3rd down.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, Cousins. And the throw going to be incomplete.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Pushes past him. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
At their own 33-yard line.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. This time, Wilson will throw. Wilson, it's loose. It's a fumble. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands? Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the second time. 7-7, our score after 1.
The score tied 7-7.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the second time. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So he's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Coming right, this is Cook on the toss play. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Well, he, like many good running backs, loves to go to the right, and he looked really comfortable going right there.
And was aided by the deception from his QB, who dropped back first before pitching it out to the right to him. I think it allowed the blocking to get set, and that allowed for the big run, too.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Rudolph on the receiving end from Cousins. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. On play action, Cousins. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. As good as made. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Adam Thielen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
It's the score, Vikings 14, Seahawks 7.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again, Wilson. That's in the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Play action. It's Wilson. He lets it fly from Lockett. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Give him 32 on the play.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just ripped the lid out of that.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball
leader, right?
to make a big play.
Yeah.
Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory.
He was brought down by
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Seahawks 46-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Cousins now from the 50. He's going to look deep for Watkins. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Cousins now. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. They'll throw again. Cousins looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, but now it's 3rd and goal.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
3rd and goal for Cousins. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
And this one is right through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Over the dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing again here, Wilson. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's complete to Dissly, the tight end. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
At the 30-yard line.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 30. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion, they show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Throwing is Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he's going to be met at about the 43. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darqueze Dennard. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you can see that he thought he'd be in a different spot.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
To try again after the sack. Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
On the option, a handoff to Carson.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on fourth down.
Seahawks.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. From the shotgun, Wilson steps away to his left. Open man is born. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Second and 3 from the 9.
From the gun, Wilson. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown.
Touchdown, Seattle.
DK Metcalf with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game.
The score, Vikings 17, Seahawks 14. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Sammy Watkins with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, get that water break and get on out there and play.
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Wilson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Danielle Hunter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
It's 2nd down.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson got the connection here to Bourne.
Pass.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Finding Bourne here over the middle. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been terrific so far. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Gets around it. Well, goes a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drives, exactly what you want on offense. But they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Brings up third down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down. Here's Britton Colquitt now. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the fourth quarter. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 34. He'll throw from the gun. Dancing to his left. He'll try and run it. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
From the gun, Wilson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. On 1st down, Wilson. Forced out to his left. He lets it fly for Lockett. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again.
Jason Myers for the extra point.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Extra point up and through by Myers. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
At the 35-yard line.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
He was taken down.
Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins.
Cousins.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On third down, Cousins. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. First down, Seattle, 16 yards, the gain there. Operating from the gun, Wilson, eluding the pressure right. Oh, that was dangerous. Wilson thrown into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. 3rd and 2, now Wilson. He may try and run for this. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
You and I both know most coaches are really fearful about their quarterbacks running with the ball. They don't want them to take that big hit. I don't think they worry about that with Russell Wilson. He's so smart in what he does, and we just saw it there on that scramble.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
2nd down and 3, ball on the 7. Back to throw. Buying time to his left.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Wilson will hand to Carson on the option. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Makes the score Seahawks 28, Vikings 24.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do?
That's caught inside the 20. He takes it across for the touchdown. They've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow.
Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Point after, right down the middle. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Throwing now is Wilson. And that's complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. So deep trouble here, backed up to their own 1-yard line for 2nd and long. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
Leads to 3rd and 11.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Again, it's Cook. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
7-yard line. A gain of 6 yards. It's 4th down.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were really helped by their defense forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Vikings, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff races. They're back to 500 at 5-5. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they suffered just their 2nd loss as they drop to 8-2 now on the year. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And for Charles